Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're going to talk about something that totally changes the rules of the game for broadcasting, the power to protect and control your content with ATSC 3.0. All right, so this is part 5 of our big 10-part tutorial, ATSC 1.0 versus ATSC 3.0, all based on that awesome report from Virtualization Options LLC. Today, we're zooming in on one chapter that, honestly, redefines the entire business of broadcasting, and that's digital rights management. So to get us started, let's just think about this one question. What if your broadcast signal, the one going out over the air for free, what if it had its own lock and key? What if you could decide exactly who watches your stuff and even how they watch it? Now, to really get why this is such a huge deal for ATSC 3.0, you gotta look back at the old standard. Its biggest weakness? Well, it was basically just an open door. Okay, let's break this down. With the old ASTC 1.0, there was just no built-in way to protect anything. I mean, everything was broadcast in the clear. So if you were a broadcaster, you had to rely on legal stuff, copyright law, to stop people from misusing your content. But AST 3.0, it just flips that whole model on its head. It builds the security framework right into the signal itself. It's a massive shift from just having legal agreements to having actual direct technological control. So you might be wondering, how does it actually do that? Well, ATSC 3.0 introduces this brand new security layer. It effectively turns the broadcast signal into its own gatekeeper. And right at the heart of all this is something called digital rights management, or DRM. This is the technology that acts as that lock and key we were talking about. It's the framework that gives broadcasters a really powerful way to control exactly who gets access to their copyrighted stuff. But here's where it gets really smart. ATSC 3.0 doesn't force a single, rigid, one-size-fits-all security system on everyone. Nope. The entire framework is built around two key ideas: flexibility and choice. See, the standard was designed from the ground up to support a whole bunch of different security systems. You can almost think of it like a universal adapter plug. It uses a standardized interface, which means a broadcaster can pick and choose the exact DRM partner that fits their business model, hooks into the tools they already use, and works on the devices their audience actually has. It's all about choice. And this quote from the Virtualization Options LLC report just nails it. It says, "This flexibility marks a fundamental departure from ATSC 1.0. And that's exactly what it is. It's not just a small upgrade. It's a complete shift away from that old open door policy to a new world that's secure, flexible, and totally controlled by the broadcaster. Okay, so we have all this cool new tech, but what's the bottom line? What does all this newfound control actually mean for the business of broadcasting? Well, this is where that technology turns directly into new ways to make money. First off, and this is a big one, broadcasters can finally protect their most valuable stuff. Just imagine being able to broadcast a huge sporting event, a big movie premiere, or some exclusive show right over the air, but with the total confidence that it's safe from being illegally copied and shared. And that security opens the door to completely new business models. Suddenly, broadcasters can actually realistically offer things like subscription-only channels or one-off pay-per-view events. It's like combining the massive reach of broadcast with the kind of security you'd expect from a cable or streaming service. And finally, it all comes down to protecting your investment. When you can control redistribution, you're making sure your copyrighted material isn't just getting snatched and shared illegally. This keeps the content valuable and, more importantly, ensures that the broadcaster, not some pirate out there, is the one making money from it. So let's pull all this together for our final point here. What we're really seeing is a massive, fundamental shift for the entire broadcast industry. We are literally watching it move from a model of just open distribution to one of owned and controlled platforms. It's a pretty simple evolution, but it's also incredibly profound. For decades, broadcasting was just about one thing: sending a signal out into the world for anyone with an antenna to pick up. But now, with ATSC 3.0, that very same content can be locked down, encrypted, and protected. And just like that, broadcasting transforms from a simple distribution pipe into a really sophisticated platform for delivering content that's controlled, targeted, and, you guessed it, highly monetizable. And that leaves us with one last big kind of provocative thought. For years and years, the whole conversation was about whether it was even technically possible to protect broadcast content. Well, now it is. It's a reality. So the really exciting question isn't about the tech anymore. It's about creativity. With this new control, what kind of amazing new things are broadcasters going to build? Are we talking hyper-local subscription channels, interactive pay-per-view events, premium viewing experiences we haven't even thought of yet? The technological foundation is finally in place. The next chapter is all about imagination.